And now you can see the Anime and Alcohol Show in all its video glory on our YouTube page at roughedge.tv. It's tiki time at Harbor Cove Cafe. Dive into the tropical paradise at the end of Spinnaker Drive in Ventura with vibrant drinks, delicious bites, award-winning fish and chips, and more. Now featuring extended hours and great happy hour specials. Harbor Cove Cafe, the hidden treasure at the end of Spinnaker Drive. Visit harborcovecafe.net for more information. It's Sunday morning, 8 a.m. That means it's time to drink some beer and talk some anime and other stuff. This is the Anime and Alcohol Show, live here on Rough Edge FM, with your host, Devin Crow.
Well, good morning.
Caught me in the action.
Caught him in the action. I'm just sending out the last of my little notifications, and I'm going live.
This is a celebratory show because we haven't been on the air for, it seems like, weeks and weeks.
It's 2 weeks.
Because I was on vacation up in Reno, which we'll talk a little bit about, and also because the building got tented for termites.
That was last week.
Yeah, and we were closed down for 4 or 5 days here, of course, right during when our shows start. So we skipped a few shows. We thought about doing remotes, but that just requires a whole new level of production. So we decided to skip those and just take a couple weeks off. But we're back. We missed you all.
I didn't.
He
That's
did.
You guys.
He comes in.
3 of you.
His eyes were like shiny wet because he was so glad to be back in the studio.
Yeah, I guess.
Not that there's anything to talk about. I go, what are we talking about this morning? He goes, I don't know. We're just happy to be here.
Yeah, just happy to be back.
We will talk a little bit about these. Let's see if I can get you a close up here. This is a meatless.
It's a
spam
musubi.
That's why I said musubi.
It is by Kokoro.
It's actually musubi. Did you know that?
Yeah, crazy. It's grilled musubi, fluffy egg, rice, and meatless patty with a sweet, savory glaze on it. And I find it really funny. I got these at Costco. They came in a pack of 6, I think. And you just cut a little corner, heat for 1 minute and 15 seconds, and then you're ready to go. I just find it funny that they put a meatless patty on it and then put egg in it.
That is kind of funny.
Yeah.
And that is a real egg.
Yeah, it's egg.
Because sometimes they put fake everything on it. But this one says Kokoro grilled musubi.
Well, it's funny. On the back, it says, what is musubi? And then musubi, and then it phonetically spells it. Musubi is an iconic Hawaiian snack made from rice, protein, and a sweet and savory glaze wrapped in roasted seaweed. This simple handheld combination is beloved everyday staple across the islands. Our musubi honors yet elevates the classic with our meatless patty, fluffy egg, and our signature musubi glaze. Handmade in small batches to assure every bite is perfect. Our musubi isn't just good, it's exceptional. Just put a fucking meat patty on it. Put Spam on it.
I don't disagree, but the meat patty is not bad. Don't you think?
No, it's not bad.
It tastes like Spam.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste exactly like Spam. But it makes me curious. Don't talk with your mouth full. It makes me curious as to what they do to make it. Obviously, it's plant-based, but how?
And if anybody's here going, yeah, that's a sparkly red bottle, you'd be right. This is 44 North Bloody Mary. Not a Bloody Mary mix. Bloody Mary. I found these at Costco in Westlake for $8.97 a bottle. And it's a 1 liter bottle. I thought it was 750 milliliters. No, it's a 1 liter bottle.
And we couldn't tell you about this in advance, but it is by far Devin's favorite Bloody Mary mix. And here's the thing. If we'd have known this, we could have all bought stock before he went there because he bought them all out.
I've bought so many bottles. I think I've bought 10 in total. Because I bought 2 a few weeks ago, and then I really liked it. I bought one for myself and then one for my daughter-in-law. And then I really liked it. So I went back and bought like 4 more. So I was drinking that, and I drank a bottle in like 2 days. And I was like, okay, I should probably slow down a little bit.
But
And
you really loved it. You texted me
It
often
is-
about it.
they're so good. They're so good. I wish Scott could try these.
Yeah, I'm past that point in my life. But
Yeah.
here's the it's 12% alcohol, which means it's 24 proof. It says nothing beats the savory tang of a classic Bloody Mary, especially when crafted with our signature 44 North vodka. Bold, zesty flavors with just the right kick of spice make this the ultimate cocktail for any brunch or backyard party. Ready to share, perfect for any gathering. Currently out of stock due to sales in Oxnard, Ventura, and Westlake Village, California.
It's only at the Westlake one. Actually, I want to see how much they add it to cart and then go to the cartons. I want to see how much they are.
$19.
$19, $18.99.
Not what you're paying.
I am paying $8.97. So
Getting a deal on it.
yeah.
I hope that means they're not going out of business. You always worry when you see things like that. It's like, oh
No, when it comes to Costco will mark stuff down for like slow sales or to make room for something else. So if it's just not performing as well, they'll mark it down half off, and then
it's not as bad as Grocerella where you find something you really like and it's gone forever the next week.
Costco does that too.
Oh, they do?
Oh yeah, Costco does that all the time. There was a in the freezer section in Oxnard, there was a street taco. They had street tacos, and they were so good. And I bought a box, and I was like, these things will probably be all right. And they're frozen. You wrap them in a paper towel and you microwave them for like a minute and a half or something like that, and then you then you eat them, and they were phenomenal.
Really?
And I was like, oh man, I gotta get more of these. I went back the following week. They've been gone ever since.
Oh.
This was years ago. I mean, years ago. I have not forgotten it, and I cannot remember the brand of what they were. And I was my biggest regret is not buying more of those boxes when they.
Don't you hate that? Because you find something that you really like. Trying to stop a sneeze here. I'm being careful. And then that's what happens. It goes away and you never see it again. It's a very sad day. But I know Grocery Outlet's famous for that. I found several things at Grocery Outlet that I've liked, I've enjoyed, and then they go away forever. I was laughing because we have our mask of Sakamoto up there.
Oh, the Sakamoto mask.
And a couple people were in the studio last week, just helping me box things up. Shelley was one of them. Jeff Genet was here. And Jeff asked me, Jeff's the one who brought us that from Comic-Con. And he said that they were handing out these old man pictures.
As Anime Expo.
And I was like, Anime Expo. That's right.
This weekend.
That's right.
Is Jeff Genet there too?
No. I told him if he wanted to go to let me know, but he's been busy working on his movie first run, and I've been gone, so we could have never really connected. And I know you were thinking about going.
The press badge process for Comic-Con is a nightmare. It opens in December and it's a lottery.
It does?
It's the same. I looked into it, and it's the same process of what people that have to buy badges have to go through.
And see, that's what sucks, because the whole point of getting a press badge is to talk to a press pass, is to talk to some of the celebrities, to get closer to them, to ask them questions, to get replies. And you never had that. I mean, a couple times you had that opportunity, but never the one-on-one process that we expected.
And
then they banned him from shooting video in the hall. He's got his press pass on.
That was Crunchyroll Con.
I just don't understand it. But anyway,
that was the first Crunchyroll Con. That shit was so funny. It was up in San Jose. I remember that. I was with Tiffany.
That's right.
And I was recording, and one of the security guards come up to me and goes, "You can't record in here." And I'm like, "It's okay, I'm press." And he's like, "No, you're not allowed to record in here." I was like, "Well, that's why they asked me to come, was to cover the convention and what's going on in it." And then he's like, "You can't record in here. I have to kick you out of the convention." I was like, "What?" Yeah.
What is a press badge then?
Yeah, that's.
And why does everybody else get to do that?
Yeah.
That's the other thing. How come CBS is there and they're recording in there?
Yeah, that shit was fucking funny.
So anyway, the Sakamoto mask is sitting up there, and Shelley comes in and she looks at it and she goes, "Why is there a mask of you sitting up on top of the shelf?" And I said, "To make sure you say that in the air sometime, because I will play Sakamoto in the movies. That offer still stands. Shave this beard, get get the little round glasses. I'm in.
A little
I'm in.
A little white Hitler mustache.
Yeah, I might have to eat a little more to get the jowl back up, but I'm willing.
Post.
They can fix it in post. Yeah. They can they're using CGI everywhere these days to make people look younger, make me look fatter. It can be done.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. So, what have you been doing this week? Anything exciting?
I went to the zoo yesterday.
LA Zoo.
The LA Zoo. Yep.
Great zoo.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. We got there. They had a family 4-pack for $80. So you're saving like $20. And we go up there. I leave at like 8:30 because I'm assuming there's going to be 20 minutes of traffic.
Yeah.
Zero traffic the whole way there.
You know what? It was that way to Reno and back too. Traffic was extremely light.
Yeah, on the way home there was traffic, but on the way there, no traffic. I was definitely expecting there to be some traffic. None whatsoever. So we got there 30 minutes early. So we're just chilling. I parked in the shade. And then we were I already pre-purchased my tickets because you can buy them online and they give you a little digital thing to scan. It's 10 o'clock. They open up the gates. We're literally the first like non-member because they have their little membership program or whatever. First non-member into the park, and so
do members get an hour earlier?
No, they get in the same time. They just have a special door that opens up.
Okay.
And so we get in, we start wandering around, and I wanted to get there early because it was supposed to be in the 90s that day too. So I wanted to crack and open a cold one
right in front of the microphone too.
Right in front of the microphone. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Colette was with me, obviously. She came to the realization that zoos have a lot of birds and a lot of monkeys.
That's a good realization.
Yeah, a lot of birds and a lot of monkeys,
and a lot of sloth.
No, just one.
I know, but I wanted to get his picture. Let me see if I can get his picture.
Oh, download that picture. I thought you were going to download it already, and
I should have thought of that, and I didn't. I just got home from Reno last night, Reno and Bishop, and it was pretty stressful. So shouldn't have been, but it was. So I'll explain more on that shortly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I wasn't thinking. I did send the picture to my brother who lives in Costa Rica, which is where all sloths apparently seem to come from.
I think Costa Rica has the two-toed sloth.
They have tons of, I'm sure it's a particular style of sloth, but it was, you see them just driving. Oh, look, stop. There's a sloth hanging from the tree. It's pretty cool. I mean, download these pictures here. So what else did you guys see at the zoo?
Let's see. They didn't have any, the tigers weren't out. I think it was too hot for them. A lot of birds, a lot of monkeys. I really liked the rhinoceros hornbill. That's a species of bird. I think it was pretty cool. I always like the predator birds.
Yeah.
Because they're much more intuitive and they like come up and like look at you for a bit and then they like walk away and then they'll come back and like stare at you somewhere.
To see whether they can eat you or not.
Yeah, essentially. I also hand-fed flamingos.
Can I show that picture? I need your permission for that one. Okay.
Well, yeah, I think it's Colette, right?
Yeah.
Hand-fed flamingos. That was only $7 per person or $20 for 3.
That doesn't seem bad.
No, it's a great price. So did that and went to the lair, which is like the reptile room. I will say the best exhibit at the zoo yesterday was the wombat room.
Really?
Yes. We did not.
Why is that?
We did not see a single wombat, by the way.
But it was still the best room?
It was the best room.
Why?
Because it had air conditioning.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah, it was completely enclosed exhibit. It was dark. There was no lights on or anything. And it was probably 40 degrees colder than what it was outside.
Nice. And it was hot out here.
It was pretty toasty. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad yesterday up in LA. I think by the time we had left, it was 90.
That's not too bad.
I will say this though, it was hotter because everyone wanted to stop and get slushies from 7-Eleven. And the only 7-Eleven I know exactly where it is on the way home was in Agora Hills. So we went to the 7-Eleven in Agora and we all got slushies. And that for me was a bad idea because
I'm afraid to ask.
Well, then we went to Costco afterwards so I could get more of those Bloody Mary bottles and something else. I can't remember what else I wanted to get. I wanted to see if they had wiper blades for my truck because I need wiper blades.
Yeah.
Holy shit, 5 people here. God.
Hey guys.
Well, thanks for joining. But I started feeling really sick, like super shaky, and I was like, "Oh man, I do not feel
From
well."
the slushy?
Well, I hadn't eaten anything since the morning.
Oh, so you were all sugared out.
So I think my blood sugar spiked and I didn't have anything in my stomach. So all of a sudden I started not feeling well. So I grabbed a slice of pizza. And once I ate the pizza, my body kind of leveled out.
Yeah,
like,
well, that'll do it.
Yeah, you're good now. You're good.
I've been guilty of that too. You get something like a cookie or a brownie or something for breakfast. That's not a good breakfast. So
yeah.
All right, so I'm downloading these pictures and then I'll probably have to transform some of them, but we'll see.
They should all be JPEGs.
So give me just a second as I do this. And then I'll tell you about my weekend in Reno, which I can tell you, unsurprisingly, that
you downloaded that one.
Okay. And Pele Utu was a highlight. Even though I can't drink, Pele Utu was really
Did Pele Utu make you virgin drinks?
They did. They have a whole mocktail menu. Now, Shocker, who owns the Pele Utu bar, it's a tiki bar up in Reno, for those of you who don't know, he didn't want to have mocktails on his menu. He wants to run the purest tiki bar he can run, which is why he was against putting machines in his bar, which he did anyway because he wound up paying half his rent. But he's since taken those machines out because they don't fit the vibe. He won't make a drink that's not designed that way. If you ask him for a Mai Tai with vodka, he's going to tell you no. And other things like that. So he didn't want to put mocktails in there because they're not really tiki, but he's near a college. And in order for him to stay in business, he had to have beer on the menu, which he is sticky about his beer. It has to be Hawaiian beer. And also the mocktails. And the mocktail I had was called the Lava Flow. It was pina colada and strawberry frozen drink mixed together, like so it looks like a lava flow, right? But he puts habanero syrup, habanero gel in his strawberry flavoring.
Okay.
It was so freaking good. It was just delicious. So let me load up some of these pictures for y'all, and we'll be glad to share them with you. I should just take a second here, but we'll see how it goes. But we did have an issue. We stayed at the I don't know how to do these in one by at the El Dorado. And very nice place. It's I mean, all like all the casinos in Reno, it's not the nicest place in the room, but it did the trick. And there it's attached to 3 other casinos there that you can literally walk through like it's one big casino. So that's kind of nice too. But we were there, and Shell and I were sitting at this bar called the Chin Chin Bar. I'm not making that up. And she was drinking a cocktail. I was drinking a Corona Zero. And suddenly, all the lights went out. Throughout the entire casino, all the lights went out. There was a split second of complete and total darkness. And then the emergency lights, the battery lights came on. There are not a lot of them, right? But they came on.
You added that one twice, by the way.
Okay, I'll probably share it twice too. Seems like I'm missing some.
You're missing one. Go to add. It's downloaded. You just didn't add. You just didn't download. You just didn't add it.
Which one?
331. That one. Yep.
So anyway, we're sitting there in the dark for a minute, and it's just us and the bartender in the room, and the lights go completely black. Emergency lights kick on. My mom calls me. She's downstairs gambling. Thank God she had literally just cashed out her tickets and had not put any more money in her machine. So she was even sitting at that machine. Other people had to sit and wait until their machine reset. and a technician came over and told them how much money they had in the machine. Now you have to imagine this took place probably about, I'm guessing because I don't remember exactly, say 8:30 in the evening. We finally had to leave because all the restaurants in the entire structure just closed. Gesundheit. Because with the power off, 8:30 at night, why stay open? They just closed. So we haven't had dinner yet. So we hop in an Uber and we go out to this other casino that hadn't been affected by the blackout. But the two others that we called had, and we had dinner. We got back to our hotel about 11. Maybe half the machines had come back. The other ones were still resetting.
Jesus.
This is almost 3 hours later.
Jesus.
And the other thing that bothered me is that when my mother was downstairs, she called me and she was all freaking out. And I said, "What's going on?" Well, some guy approached her right after the emergency lights came on. And he goes, "Did you just win that money?" And because he's obviously been watching her, right?
Yeah.
And she said, "Yeah, you might want to keep walking." And he said, he goes, no, I'm a high roller. I gamble big here. I just need money. She goes, because my mom's smart. She's up there. She'd kill me if I told her how old she is. But she stood up, raised her hands, went, "Security!" And so then she ran. She ran to the security desk.
Yeah.
She goes and talks to security, tells them what happens. They said, "Do you know how to describe this guy?" She goes, "It's friggin' dark in here. How can I describe him?" They walk her back. The guy's still standing there. And his girlfriend's with him. And she goes, "I don't know, something wrong with that lady. She's crazy." And my mom's all, "This lady's not crazy." And anyway, they talked to the guy for a second. And then they took my mom back to the security desk. The guy's still roaming around the friggin'. Now, the next night we saw him again. And he had latched on to an older gentleman. This is what I think he was scamming. He was approaching elderly people who were winning. Mm-hmm. And then convincing them they could win more if they would give him money to gamble.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. And so I was a little pissed off the casino didn't do anything about that guy. They should have him on their cameras. They should have him on the banned list because it's going to come back at you eventually. He's going to rip the wrong person off and it's going to come back at you. But that was just step one. The second step is the lights came back on, the emergency lights, and security was all aflutter. It's like they didn't have any protocols to follow. It's like you should have lockdown protocols in case of a blackout, right? We're walking down the escalator, which is frozen. And there's one guard standing on the other side of the escalator going like this. "Oh my God, this is bad. This is bad. This is just
Really?
an accident." Yeah.
Oh my God.
And the other guard looks up at us and he goes, "Folks, you really shouldn't be on those escalators. They're dangerous." And I told him, I said, "We're already halfway down them. Why didn't you stop us at the top?" And he goes, "Well, you can't be on them." I go, "Well, I'm coming down here." And he goes, "Well, if you come down here, you're stuck down here." I go, "Fuck, I am. That's street level. I'll walk out the goddamn door." It's like, what the hell? They really need to sit down with their security and figure out their protocols for that. And the same with the bar. She couldn't charge us a credit card or give us a receipt because the power was out, right? So she goes, "I don't know, it's like $27. We've been sitting in the dark for 20 minutes and you're going to charge us for our drinks? Come on." And for all we know, she took the $27, put it in her pocket, and never told anybody.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious.
Protocols. Have some friggin' protocols. Now, the bartender at Chin Chin was very nice. I don't think that's what she did. She was as befuddled as we both were, and she was definitely upset that my mom got accosted down there. But so I don't think that happened. But you can see where the potential for that could happen, right?
Yeah.
Get your shit together, El Dorado. I don't know how it was in other casinos. All right, so we got Devin's pictures up. We're going to show you this one first.
That's Colette feeding the flamingos there, and it looks like beer. Scott mentioned that, and then this morning Andrew also mentioned, why is Colette giving the flamingo a brew?
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
It was a shrimp slurry. They take shrimp and then they grind them up in water, and then flamingos are filter feeders. Their beaks have that same kind of baleen that whales have, and they filter the shrimps through it while not drinking the water, not taking in all the water. That was super fun. That was like 30 minutes long. We were standing in the sun getting super sweaty, but it was super cool.
Again, my mom's favorite animal is a pink flamingo.
Oh, flamingos. Oh,
and it does look like more like a michelada, maybe a light michelada.
It's a michelada.
All right, and then this picture is, well, let's do this one first.
There we go. That was the sloth there. That was actually the first animal we saw. Actually, the meerkats. So it was meerkats, flamingos, then the sloth.
And look how calm and happy he is.
Yeah, he was eating.
Like, oh,
he was eating. We got there right when it opened. That is the best time to get there. Like, I would say for the first 45 minutes, there was no one around us on a Saturday.
That's sweet. That's how you go.
Yeah, there was like, I would say the first 45 minutes, there was little to no one around us the entirety of the zoo.
When we do Universal Studios, we do the same exact thing. Get there right as they open, get all the stuff out, and then it starts getting busy. So it's perfect. So. But Devin did mention to this sloth if he'd heard the new Nickelback album, and this was the sloth's response. So
yeah.
But you said he wasn't growling or he wasn't mad.
No, I was yawning. No, he was just yawning. I just got a really good picture of him baring his teeth, making it look like he was angry at us. But no, he was just yawning.
Now, let me ask you one last question. Is that lettuce he's eating, they're going to give him explosive diarrhea?
Yes. Oh. Cyclospora, I believe.
Yeah.
That is cyclospora ridden. So he's going to have explosive diarrhea anytime between, 48 hours to 2 weeks.
Yeah. We have a picture of it, but we won't show you guys.
Yeah. So those walls are going to be plastered.
That sloth is cool.
Yeah.
We're still missing the pictures, right?
No, I think that's everything.
Was that everything all?
Yeah, you downloaded that one. I don't know what that's for.
This is the machine that I saw in the casino.
Oh, the instant ramen machine.
Where you could order ramen through the machine, and there was notices all over that said hot. Don't eat it while it's hot.
I think it's funny because it's literally just like instant ramen.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Add hot water to. I mean, you can just go spend like literally a third of what.
You really can't see it, but you see that picture that's there with the video screen right next to the title.
Yeah.
Look at the way that's served with the little cut things, and I'm sure the bowl doesn't look that way.
No.
So anyway, that was my Reno stories. Pele Uto was great. El Dorado needs some protocol checks. I'm just saying that
for the fucking power outage.
Power out, and it was out in the whole structure.
We're all gonna die.
This is so bad. This is so bad. And I'm like, well, then fix it. Do the right thing. Follow your protocols. Oh, what are those?
Oh, you want to hear something funny? So my son was out shopping at Target. He was looking for the so you know the two, there's Lego and then there's Mega Bloks, right?
Yeah, right.
So Mega Bloks released a Fallout set. This was a while ago, and they had a bunch of like Fallout themed sets, right? And a few weeks ago, we were in Target, and I just happened to be in the clearance toy section, and there was the Fallout, one of the Fallout sets there. It was the Red Rocket gas station.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is cool. It was on clearance for $40. You know, normally I think those were normally like $130 when they came out.
First came out.
So I was like, all right, cool, I'll pick it up. I'll see if Paul wants it. If he doesn't have it, more than likely he does. If he does have it, I'll just hold on to it. And my son came over a few days later, and he's like, oh, what, you found one? And I was like, yeah, I found it. You can have it. He's like, no, I'm gonna try and find it myself. I was like, all right, good luck.
Okay, I got one right here, but
so he was at Target the other day, and they had a bunch of clearance electronics. And one of them was a really nice wireless headset. And my whole get up in my room is wireless because it's hooked up to my big screen TV. And so I was like, I kind of need a new wireless headset. And why not? So he picks it up for me, and he comes by the other day, and he hands it to me, and he leaves, and I give him the Fallout set. You know, I was like, hey, just take the Fallout set. Yeah. He's all right, cool. I open it up. Someone fucking swapped out their musty ass headset. I fucking open it up.
Really?
Yeah. The microphone's missing. The little. It's not even the same headset. It's literally
what do you want for clearance?
Even the same headset.
Was it wireless even?
Yeah. I honestly don't know, but not even the same headset. Missing components.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so I sent him a picture of it. He's gonna come pick it up Monday and return it because Target has a 30-day, and just say.
Well, I mean, 30-day or not, that's defective.
Yeah, that's swapped out their musty ass fucking headset for it.
Sons of bitches. I hate that. And the worst story I ever heard was you, and I lived this story with him when they shipped them with your PS4 originally.
Oh yeah, that was Amazon.
I was there when it arrived. This story I can verify.
I had it shipped to the office. It was a Destiny edition PS4, and the Destiny edition came with Destiny. It was a white controller and then a Destiny themed PlayStation. What happened to that PlayStation?
I don't know. I bought the Star Wars one.
You bought the Star Wars. It was just a regular PS4, not a PS4 Pro. You have a PS4 Pro. But anywho, so I was super excited, and it gets delivered to the office. I open it up, and it was obviously someone returned it because it was a Christmas present, because there was still some wrapping paper.
Yep, that was our first clue.
Yep, some wrapping paper.
But then we were both, it doesn't matter. So what? As long
yeah, someone didn't want their PS4, a little ungrateful little shit. And I go to open it up, and the game is missing. The case is in there, but the game's not in the case. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I look at the controller, and there's fucking chocolate stains on the controller. There's fucking chocolate stains. So I call, now these were the glory days of Amazon Prime, right? These were the glory days.
It doesn't happen anymore.
No. So I call up Amazon, and I was like, hey, here's what happened. This is clearly a used system. I don't know if someone swapped it out, but the game is missing. There's chocolate stains on the controller, yada, yada, yada. Can I return it? And anytime I call and complain for something like that, I always say, can I exchange it for another one?
That's fair.
Can I return it and exchange it for another one? I have no problem doing that. And the lady on the phone was like, oh, we're so sorry about this, blah, blah, blah.
She seemed as shocked as we were.
Yeah, she's like, oh my God. I was like, I can send pictures if you want me to send pictures, but there's like, the game is missing. There's chocolate stains on the thing, And then she was like, oh, we don't have that in stock anymore. That was literally the last one. I said, well, can I just have a partial refund? I still, as far as I know, the device works. I don't know, I'm not at home. And she goes, I've go ahead and issued you a full refund. Just go ahead and keep the system. We're sorry.
I'm like, no way. I was sitting right there listening to the phone call.
Yeah, it was on speaker. It was a $400 PlayStation. Like at the time, that was a PS4. That was the PS5 of the day, right? That was a $400 PlayStation.
But they should have been ashamed selling that. That's brand new.
Well, they don't. They get these returns. They don't check them. They don't.
Who's that on? Is that on you? No.
And these were the glory days of Amazon. I think it was probably before they went fully public. Where they're really showing sales and this and that before they go. So their customer service was like on point.
Now they make you return a pair of socks.
Yeah. Now they try and make you return something that was never delivered. I don't know if you've ever had that happen.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. Josephine had something come in once and it was never delivered. Like we have like video evidence of the delivery of what time the delivery supposedly happened, and nothing was at my front door. No one came to our
Here's a
patio,
time spot, yeah.
And they wanted us to return it at Kohl's. And I'm like, what do you want us to return? A bag of nothing? Like, it's not here. That was funny. But yeah, I got a free PlayStation 4 from Amazon. Funny enough, I got a free PlayStation 5 from Walmart. And this is what I hate about
chocolate stains. No,
this is what I hate about some of these delivery services. So this was right when PS5 released. I actually have a launch model PS5. So I managed to get through Walmart a PS5, ordered it, blah, blah, blah. So I'm at work. I remember I was in Hidden Hills at the time. It was at the end of the month. So I was helping out and I was in Hidden Hills, and I get a notification that's delivered. I never got a notification that it was shipped out. I just get a notification it was delivered. And so I didn't have cameras at the time, but someone was home. It was, I think it came out in November. So I think the kids were on fall break. And so I called and I was like, hey, something just got delivered. Can you go grab it? And Josephine, goes out and she's like, there's nothing here. And I was like, what do you mean there's nothing there? I didn't have cameras at the time either. I have cameras now.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what do you mean nothing's delivered? I literally, like 2 minutes ago, I just said it was delivered. She's like, Dad, there's nothing here. So I call up Walmart and I was like, hey, two things. Like, one, I never got notification that this was being sent out, or else I would have scheduled to be home.
Right.
PlayStation 5. But two, it says it's delivered, but there's nothing at my door. And they were like, oh my God, we're so sorry. And I was like, I don't have cameras. I think my neighbor has cameras. I can, ask him to send me video. But like, as far as I know, no one came up to my home. And she was like, oh my God, we're so sorry about this. Refunded it on the spot. 0 questions after that. She was like, we're just going to issue a refund. I was
she
like,
could probably look and see it wasn't.
And I was like, well, can you, I kind of just want the system. Is there any way you can reorder? She's like, it's out of stock. And I was like, fuck. I was like, all right, fine. 2 hours later, it gets delivered.
Interesting.
2 hours later. So obviously, what happened? What's up, Mike? I've never met a person who gets hooked up as much as Devin. Oh yeah. So what happens is that these delivery people, this was like Amazon Prime, you know, their Amazon Plus or not Walmart Plus, you know, and what happens is that these guys get backed up on their deliveries. So they scan them and mark them as delivered, and then they go and deliver them later in the afternoon, but they don't get a notification that's been returned or anything else like that. UPS does that. UPS, when Amazon used USPS, they did that all the time because that's
very dangerous.
They had to meet certain quotas of their delivery in order to keep their contract. So anytime you had something that was being delivered by USPS, that was Amazon, and you call and complain saying it wasn't delivered, they actually ask you to wait 24 to 48 hours because they'll mark it as delivered and then deliver it the next day because they have to meet that quota.
That's aggravating.
It is.
I want to know what it's actually.
It is super aggravating. So, but yeah, 2 hours later, it ended up getting delivered, and like Josephine called me, and I was like mad. I was like, "Fuck, man! I had a launch edition PlayStation 5, and I didn't end up getting it. This is fucking bullshit." And then like 2 hours later, I think I was on my way home, and Josephine's like, Dad, it just got delivered. And I was like, what?
How does that make any sense? But the way you explain it.
Here's the thing. I called Walmart. I called Walmart back, and I was like, hey, this is what happened. Someone marked it as delivered. It never showed up. You know, it didn't show up. There was no one at my door. No one came to my door when it was delivered. I called, you know, to see if blah, blah, blah. 2.5 hours later, the guy came and delivered it to my door. Is there any way I could pay for it? And they were like, no, it's fine. I was like, okay, well,
okay, I tried.
So
yeah, that's true. They don't need that money. I kind of understand Amazon's point to some degree, and this is all my fault, 100% my fault. I bought a new electric toothbrush, and they sent me one that was not the one I ordered. This one had this bizarre hook design to it. I didn't like that at all.
Toothbrush or a water pick?
There's a brand,
oh.
But it was bent like a water pick, but it was a toothbrush. I didn't like it. So, I mean, I didn't even try it. This is not what I ordered. I want a straight one. So I went through the motions, and
yeah, we don't want no gay toothbrushes here. We want our toothbrushes straight. God damn it.
It wasn't gay. It was a criminal because it was crooked. Okay. So anyway, I went through the machinations of returning it online, and everything was fine. They said, please pack it up and take it to the UPS store. So I left the packaging on the table. Well, Shelly the next day says, you better get that taken to the UPS store. I said, you're right. So I grabbed the bag, went to the UPS store. The person took the bag, marked it, gave me a receipt. I went back home. When I got home, I opened up my toothbrush drawer in the bathroom, and the toothbrush was still there. I forgot to pack it. So I basically sent them back an empty envelope. Wasn't intentional. I felt stupid. I thought if they call me on it, I'll just either pay for the damn thing or else I'll send it back then. But yeah, I still have that crooked toothbrush if anybody's interested.
That's really funny.
So I am part of the problem. I didn't mean to be, but I am part of the problem.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's intent, right? Like it's when you intentionally do something, you know, to defraud. Like I went through the process, like, hey, it ended up getting delivered. I don't know why 2.5 hours after the guy marked it as delivered, he came by our door and dropped it off. But that's, you know, I actually tried to call Walmart back to pay for it. I was like, can you cancel the cancellation or the refund? And they were like, no, it's fine. I was like, okay. Like that's on us. We'll have to talk to our delivery drivers about not marking things as delivered when they're not delivered, you know. That's
a big point. And this is what happens.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, we're going to play our beer of the week thing just because we have to play it. And when we come back,
I'll have more of this 44 degrees north Bloody Mary.
So we may have more information on it too. But until then.
And now it's time for the 9 a.m. Sunday morning beer of the week here on the Anime Something or Other show live on Rough Edge FM.
Brought to you by Pele Utu, Reno's only traditional tiki bar. A kaleidoscope of colors and tropical charm with the undeniable allure of paradise and intoxicatingly delicious cocktails. Pele Utu. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. 1275 Stardust Street in Reno, Nevada. For more information, please visit peleutu.com. Okay, so
we're back.
Devin is going to have some more of his
Bloody
Mary mix.
I found, like I said at the beginning of the show, I found this at Costco. It was on a markdown. It was $8.97. I do enjoy Bloody Marys, like at a restaurant. I've never found like a Bloody Mary in a bottle or a premix that I've ever liked. It always gets watered down, or you add the vodka to it, and it just, So like
I will bring you a bottle of Natalie's in next time I get some.
What's Natalie's?
Natalie is a friend of mine who works at La Cabana who makes her own Michelada mix, and it's my favorite.
You've given me some.
Oh yeah, that was good, right?
Some of that, the Michelada mix, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's a Bloody Mary Michelada mix. That's why.
So I found this, and it was, like I said, it was at Costco. I was there a few weeks ago, and I was like, marked down $8.99. I'll give it a shot. Amazon is even worse place to work now. Worse than the Navy. Yeah, I could believe that.
That's Mike in the chat room.
And so I picked one up, and I had it that day. I picked one up for myself and my daughter-in-law because she loves Bloody Marys. It was literally right after we went to Lure for happy hour because she had a gift card, and she I sent her a picture. They were up north, and so I had it, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Because it's like really velvety smooth. It's not watered down.
It's not so hot that you want to spit it out.
Yeah, it's got that really nice horseradish kick. There's obviously like pepper in here too.
All very important ingredients when it comes to the right kind of Bloody Mary.
I do feel like it's missing something, but maybe that's just like, the restaurant experience of like the celery stick and the little shrimp cocktail.
That's true. True.
But I mean,
because you've had it in the rocks and you said it's like it's supposed to be served.
That's all I've been drinking. It is just on the rocks at home. I had one late last night. I had like a 16-ounce glass of it last night before I went to bed, and
slept well.
I did sleep well. I did indeed sleep well. And I mean, it's just, for $8.97. I mean,
hold that bottle up. We'll get a good picture of it.
You can't go wrong. 44 degrees north, but you can't go wrong it's a 1 liter bottle.
And we've seen it elsewhere for anywhere from $15 to $20. So that's a good deal at Costco. Except that Devin bought them all, so don't bother going.
I have bought 10 bottles so far. I've drank 2. I have 8 left.
Oh, you got plenty. You're in good shape.
Yeah. I bought 5 more yesterday.
And the other thing about this Bloody Mary is that I think it's the kind of Bloody Mary, based on what you've described here, that isn't just a breakfast Bloody Mary. Because sometimes people typically get a Bloody Mary for breakfast.
Hair of the dog, motherfuckers.
But this thing you could drink in the afternoon to refresh yourself as well.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
It's very refreshing. Yeah, I 100% agree. It's kind of an any time of the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe bring one of these to work with me.
It's not Bloody Mary mix. It's actual Bloody Mary.
It's 12%. I mean,
12% alcohol. That's twice what a normal beer is.
Yeah.
So
1 glass isn't gonna do anything.
Yeah, that's true.
A little pep in the step at work.
I know you'll take and you'll pour that bottle into a big giant ass thermos and be sipping on it all day.
Fucking 64 ounce.
Yeah. It's a giant Stanley cup. Oh, I'm here for your service. Devin, the happiest pest control person in the business.
Yeah. So man, this shit's really fucking good. I do like Bloody Marys. And I know Bloody Marys, it seems to be one of those drinks that you either love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
There's no kind of like, I don't mind a Bloody Mary. It's either like I don't like tomato juice or I like Bloody Marys. It's either I don't like tomato juice or I like tomato juice with vodka in it. That's it.
The thing I like about Bloody Mary mix and Michelada mixes are virtually interchangeable. There's differences, of course, but they're virtually interchangeable. And Natalie's is the one I'm thinking of in particular because I've had I've had both Bloody Marys with her mix. I've had micheladas with her mix. And now I'm thinking about trying the zero alcohol micheladas with her mix. I've had it.
Yeah.
I've had micheladas with zero alcohol beer, and it's perfect because you don't know the difference. But hers being the best mix I've ever had is something to look forward to. I will say it ain't cheap because it's homemade. It's $18 a bottle, and it's a 3/4 liter, a 750 milliliter bottle, not a 1 liter. But I think it's worth it because it really does have so much flavor and it's crazy.
Yeah.
And it reminds me I need to order a new bottle from her. What's the name of her company?
Did she get a DUI? Was that her, the same chick?
No.
Oh.
No.
It was a friend of yours. I thought that was the same person.
No, that was somebody else entirely. Yeah. What is the name of her company? Shake and Tasty. Shake and Tasty. Look up Shake and Tasty on Instagram, and you can try that there.
So Nathan Lotz came over to the house.
Yeah, sure he did. How late was he?
He was there pretty early.
Okay. We always joke about Nathan because he was always late to this show.
Actually, he was there late because he had school. But so Nathan, this was the week that we didn't have a show. Nathan hit me up that his computer graphics card took a shit, which is the graphics card. It's kind of the brain box of the computer. You know, you have the processor and the graphics card that handles, you know, obviously the graphics card handles everything graphic related, video, everything. And, you know, I was like, oh man, that fucking sucks. You know, what are you going to do? And he's like, I got to see if I can find a repair company, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I have a spare computer at home. You know, if you want to borrow it while your graphics card's getting repaired, just let me know. And he's like, you know,
he didn't really need it for games and all that stuff. He just needed it for work. Yeah.
Well, games too, to get away from.
Well, I know that you couldn't give a computer to Nathan and not expect him to play games.
Yeah. So he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, the one in my living room never gets used, and go for it. You know, if you need to borrow it.
You probably heard Devin complaining on the show because he built that computer specifically for everybody else to use in another room, and nobody ever used it.
I don't like mouse and keyboard. Well, get a fucking controller down. And then they're like, well, Dad, we don't have money. And I'm like, well, sounds like a fucking personal problem.
Like you're a problem.
But anywho, so he was like, well, can I stop by on, I think it was like Wednesday, you know, can I stop by on Wednesday and pick it up after I get off class at like 2 or 3 or whatever? And I was like, yeah, that's cool, man. So he, you know, he texted me. He's like, I got out of class early. Can I head down now? And I was like, yeah, come on down. So he comes on down, and then we watched, I was telling him about the Exiled Has a Heavy Night.
Yeah.
You know, so I'll know how to game the system. And I was like, it's really good, but there's a lot of filler in it, you know? And so he was watching it. So we put on the 2 episodes. We put on the 2 episodes, and he was like, it is really good. The world building, you know, like the exterior background stuff is so well done in it. And he said it looks like it's like hand painted almost.
So that's kind of cool.
Hand painted. And so he was, you know, but I can't remember the term he used.
He knows a lot of interesting terms.
But they reuse. Oh God, I was like, I'm going to talk about this and what Nathan said and blah, blah, blah. But they're constantly, you know, anytime there's a break, they go back like a minute and a half and kind of show what happened before the break. But like when the anime looks really good like that, you know, they're going to have to reuse kind of like, you know, because in every episode, after the first one, in every episode, and I was complaining about this last week too, the first 3 minutes is like kind of like what happened the last episode, and then, you know, anytime there's a break, there's another minute and a half of what you just saw kind of thing, and then, you know,
it's a bit repetitive.
It is. And so he goes, well, that's the problem when you have these really nice looking animes, is that they have to do that because the anime would get delayed.
Oh, so they're using it as filler.
Yeah. So it's kind of that's what they're doing. So, but it's kind of a bummer, but the anime is really good, and I'll kind of give it a pass. I hope as they get kind of further on, they kind of cut back on that. Because in retrospect, instead of it being a 20-minute long anime, you're really getting like 13 minutes of actual content.
That's how Sakamoto was. Sakamoto was 15 to 16 minutes an episode of new content with a lot of filler, but it was okay. It flew by.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you wind up in a service that doesn't let you skip, it just drives you crazy.
Yeah.
It drives you nuts.
So that was fun.
So it is as beautiful as he says it is?
Yeah, he said it looks fantastic. It looks really, really good. But I rewatched Alita Bzttle Angel. What other movie did I watch? Oh yeah, Pacific Rim, the second Pacific Rim movie.
I don't remember seeing that either, but which one was Charlie Hunnam in? Both of them?
He was in Charlie Day, you mean?
No, Charlie Hunnam.
Who the fuck's Charlie Hunnam?
Somebody who's not in either one of them apparently.
Oh,
that's the sequel, Pacific Rim Uprising.
Uprising, yeah. Charlie Day is in it.
I don't know that I've seen that either.
So I was watching it and I was like, I don't know if I've seen this movie. As soon as I got to a specific part in the movie, and I was like, I remember this one. I remember this.
Both Charlies are in the first one.
Oh,
Charlie Day and Charlie Hunnam.
Oh, okay.
The guy from the motorcycle show.
Yeah. Listen, was the second Pacific Rim good? No. Is it entertaining? Yes, it is.
It's kind of hard. Here's the problem. You're following a film directed by Guillermo del Toro, Academy Award winning Guillermo del Toro, with a film not directed by Academy Award, but I think he produced it or something.
Yeah. You know what movie that I watched?
So what was wrong with it? I'm sorry, but I'm kind of
it got weird. It just the story. Here's the problem. So there's so our main character, John
Boyega from Star Wars.
He's the son of who's the black guy in the first one? Big actor. He was rumored to play James Bond.
Yes. It's early Sunday morning. You can't expect us to do this.
Yeah. But anywho, and he's, not in the program, and he's kind of a dirtbag, and and he ends up crossing paths with this younger girl who built her own little
no, not him.
Why don't you just type in Pacific Rim?
I did, but I probably should do that.
Yeah. And this girl that built her own, and he's kind of on his last. Idris Elba.
Jesus, how can we not?
I could not remember his name.
One of my very favorite actors ever.
Yeah, he plays the son of Idris Elba, and he's kind of like this disgraced, pilot, no longer in the program anymore, and blah blah blah. Runs across this girl that builds her own fucking Pacific Rim robot, a little mini one, and pilots it.
I have seen this.
Pilots it herself. Well, they've closed all the rifts and all this other stuff. And, there's this other company that's being run by this Chinese woman that has these drone pilots, or pilotless drones, basically, and they can pilot them from a distance. And they end up getting taken over by the kaijus, and they start opening up rifts so they could blow up the world and blah, blah, blah. The problem I have is, these two pilotless drones attack, and they start destroying the other Jaegers. That's what they're called, Jaegers. And then there's this whole montage sequence of her, the young girl, this fucking 16-year-old or whatever, she's like, well, how are we gonna fix these? He's like, I know someone that can help. And it's just like, you're telling me this 16-year-old girl is gonna fucking work on these, these 3 fucking destroyed Jaegers and get them all in working order before the fucking world is over. I was like, are you mental? It would have made more sense if they just we have these from the previous war, they just need a little work, and they use the part. No, they were all fucked up, you know.
See, and this is corporate at work because we need somebody young in there that the kids will relate to.
Yeah. So that was stupid. That was dumb. But it's not. And the whole thing with Charlie Day, you know, the movie's been out forever. He ends up getting infected by the kaiju hive mind, and they're controlling him, and he's the one that put like the kaiju guts inside of the drones, and you know, that's essentially what happens. And Charlie Day's kind of like a bad guy that's infected by the, you know, and yeah.
Everything about this movie is a level down from the original. I mean, the cast alone, you got John Boyega, who's okay, but he's no Idris Elba. You got Scott Eastwood, who's okay, but he's no Charlie Hunnam. And Charlie Day is Charlie Day. When you hire Charlie Day, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
And that's what you get with this. I'm sure the budget was half what the original was, if that.
Yeah.
And again, you don't have Guillermo del Toro writing and directing. You have the guy who was one of the producers on the Daredevil series, which isn't bad, but he's not. What has he directed? I don't even know.
Yeah.
But, so it's everything's a step down. So it didn't feel right to me either.
Yeah. But do you remember? I think it came out in the 90s. It was I guess it was Guillermo del Toro's first big director movie.
Which one was it?
Mimic.
Yes, I remember Mimic. You know why? Because Michael Matheson was in it. My hero.
I remember watching this as a kid, and apparently this was a short story.
Apparently I was wrong. It's based on a series of novels.
Okay.
But this may have come from something different.
Yeah, it was like a short story originally, and it was, I guess they hired Guillermo del Toro to do like a short movie about it for like a film festival or something. And it was the Weinstein brothers or whatever produced it. And Bob and Harvey Weinstein. And apparently it was like a nightmare to work on it because Guillermo del Toro ended up writing the script for it. And
which, by the way, you want him to. And by the way, you were right. I was thinking something different. It was a short story.
But it's basically about a cockroach that mutates and gets large enough to mimic humans, and they eat humans and so on and so forth. And the original story that Guillermo del Toro wanted it to be, they ended up axing it because he wanted it to be like these infected beetles that were spreading a virus, and they axed that to be more true and had it be cockroaches. And so I didn't know there's like a director's release of the movie.
Oh, really?
That was released later. That's more true to Guillermo del Toro's.
I'd watch that.
But I remember watching this as a kid and thinking, this is fucking terrifying. It is about a giant cockroach that fucking kills people. And I enjoyed the movie. It's nowhere on streaming that I have access to. So
okay. I may check it out again because I've heard good things about it. And plus, I've been going back and reviewing some of Guillermo's earlier work, a lot of which is in foreign language.
But this was his first major
breakout role.
And he almost quit directing because of this, because of how difficult Bob and Harvey Weinstein were being with.
They were notorious for that.
Yeah.
They were notorious for that. I mean, not only for the eventual sex stuff, but for being hard on their directors and filmmakers money-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the film that Mira Sorvino had I think she was one of the ones that brought the whole Harvey got to be very careful, Feinstein thing to light. But look at that cast. Mira Sorvino, you got Charles S. Dutton, Josh Brolin, F. Murray Abraham, Norman Reedus was in that movie. I forgot that.
Yeah. That was his first role.
Oh, was it really?
It was Norman. Yeah, Norman Reedus' first role.
And there is a director's cut. Let's see if we can find out where it streams. You could buy it at YouTube or Apple or Fandango or Amazon, but I don't see it's free.
You're not buying anything. You're renting it.
Oh, it says Paramount. No, that's Paramount is a release. So
yeah.
Anyway, that's the story on that. I want to see it. But let's get back to Alita because we're almost out of time.
Oh yeah, Alita Bzttle Angel. I was actually pretty surprised. I was looking at the Rotten Tomato score, 61%, so it's a hit there, critic wise, and 91% popcorn meter.
I saw that in theaters, and I'm more with the audience than I am with the critics on that.
Now I know this was James Cameron's like
production.
This was kind of like a little love child of his because he was a huge fan of the graphic novel of this. It was an adaptation. It was either an anime or graphic novel that came out. Yeah, I watched it last night. It's like the third time I've watched it.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
The funny thing is that her eyes being anime eyes, Robert Rodriguez, who was the director and I believe one of the writers, he said that was the hardest part to get right.
Yeah,
because the effects crew would always shrink them because no, she's supposed to have giant eyes. That's the whole point.
In the graphic novel, she has like really big eyes. So
they've talked a lot about doing a sequel to this movie because I think just because they want to, and because if you're James Cameron and Robert Rodriguez, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
But it hasn't happened yet. We were looking at an article today that said this movie was a big box office disappointment. Well, it wasn't a cheap movie. It was $170 million. So probably the most expensive movie that Robert Rodriguez ever made. But it grossed well over $400 million.
$400 million. It made like, you got to double what it cost to break even, and it made $60 million after that. I mean, that's a hit.
There's money there. $60 million, no matter how you look at it, is a big profit. So I don't know. I wish we would see this. I keep saying that, and I'm glad it's finally going to happen, that James Cameron needs to pass the Avatar films off to somebody else so he can do what other things, because he's too good a filmmaker to be stuck making that world out time after time.
And here's the thing, this cast wasn't like a star-studded cast. If you really go down to,
let me find the cast, there we go.
Christopher Waltz, I think, was probably the biggest character.
I forgot he was in it.
Yeah, I think honestly he was probably the biggest actor in this movie at the time.
You have Mahershala Ali, who was going to be the new Blade, which got canceled.
Yep.
And Jennifer Connelly, pretty big name, but
yeah.
I don't know why it didn't light up. And I think a lot of the ridicule was to the eyes, because I remember when the trailer first came out.
Yeah.
People are, what the hell is wrong with her eyes?
Yeah.
She's supposed to be that way, you morons.
Look like that. Yeah.
I really liked Alita Bzttle Angel, and I would watch it again. I believe it was in 3D when it first was released.
That's very possible. That's that era where 3D
and James Cameron
jizzing all over your face everywhere.
Yeah. I ain't going to that movie.
Did you see any of the Comic-Con announcements?
I have not. What have they had so far?
They are doing a new Ghost Rider movie.
Oh, I saw that.
Yep.
But did they announce anything about cast or crew? I know it was Ryan Gosling who introduced it.
Ryan Gosling is playing Ghost Rider.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd rather see Nicolas Cage back, but that's me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of fucking cameos, I watched Masters of the Universe. Yeah, I watched Masters of the Universe.
We'll close out with this.
It released on Amazon Prime, the new one, not the old one, not the old 87 movie. Here's the thing. This movie, I went in this with very, very low expectations. I fucking hate Jared Leto with a passion. So I will watch it for free, and I would not pay for it. I will honestly say the movie was not as bad as I expected it to be. The one thing I will say, because like He-Man cartoon was a comedy. It was like a little action comedy, had really goofy comedy in it. I felt like they were trying too hard to match that comedy from the cartoon series, and they tried so hard it fell flat. If they would have left that out and maybe had just an occasional little comedy bit in there, this also has Idris Elba in it, by the way.
As everything should.
If they would have left a lot of that comedy out, I think the movie would have done better.
And that's funny because that's where we disagree, because I thought that the humor in the movie was perfect. My son, who's as much of a Masters of the Universe fan as you are, he watched the entire series. He watched it again. And right this moment, he's in the middle of it for the third time with his wife watching it.
Yeah.
So, but he loved it too. He thought it was great. So I guess it's a balance of what you.
Yeah, I just felt like the comedy this fell short. It wasn't as funny. It just felt like they were trying too hard. That's how I felt. I also found it really funny.
Also, it's modernized humor too, compared to the
yeah,
because a lot of the jokes in and the humor in the series was kind of almost childish.
Yeah,
as it should have been. By
yeah.
the way.
I also found it really funny how they tried to make the main character look small.
Oh,
he's fucking ripped.
The guy's a monster.
Yeah, he's fucking huge.
But when he's not being He-Man, he's got long sleeves on.
He's got like long sleeves on. I mean, the guy is as wide as he is tall. Like,
yeah,
you know. And then he does this little transformation shit, and they try to make it look like they're adding muscles onto him. They're not.
There's no place to add muscle.
You know, I thought that was really funny. Which I honestly thought was probably the funniest joke in the whole movie, and I don't even know if that was intentional.
I don't know either, but I hope it was.
You know, they didn't CGI muscles onto him. He was fucking ripped. Another complaint that I had, I did appreciate there's a Dolph Lundgren cameo in the movie because Dolph Lundgren played He-Man in the '87 version. I really felt like Dolph Lundgren should have been the king.
You mentioned that. And see, I didn't know a lot about Master of the Universe except that my son played with the toys. And I thought it was one of the greatest cameos I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because what's the first thing Lundgren says to the guy who's playing him let's get his name because he deserves a mention.
Nicholas Galzantine?
Where's he at? Oh yeah, that's him. Nicholas Galitzine or something. What's the first thing he says to him? Dolph says to Nicholas.
I can't remember.
You're in my place.
Oh yeah, you're in my place.
It was great. It's like he is in his place. He's taking over the character that Dolph made pop, you know. And I love the whole routine. Do you have any advice for the new guy? Well, as a matter of fact, I do. It was such a perfect cameo.
It was a great cameo. I just think it would have been better because like the king doesn't play a huge part in the movie. He's not like a massive part. I just think Dolph Lundgren as the king criticizing his son, you know, like all that other thing. I think Dolph Lundgren would have made a better cameo as the king than just that little cameo part.
I can see that too.
I did appreciate the cameo, but I think as the king would have been better. But
and I know all this Jared Leto hate is going out there, but I will say this about him in this film. He was actor enough to do a film where you didn't see his face.
Yes.
And a lot of actors, you know, they'll make them change costumes.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you got to see my face. Be an actor and be the character. You know, it's like Carl Urban. They told Carl Urban they were going to change the mask for Judge Dredd so you can see his face. He says, you changed that helmet and I quit.
Yeah.
Because he knew that was the character.
Yeah.
You know, and that's Jared Leto nailed that in this. So
I think they could have worked his voice a little better to make him sound more like the annoying Skeletor that Skeletor is.
Well, that's probably true, but
here's the thing. The movie is not as bad as everyone says it is. It's not a great movie, you know, but it's definitely not. IMDb gives it a 6.6. I would say that's a fair rating.
Yeah,
maybe
I'd go 7.
Maybe a 7. Yeah, I was just thinking maybe a 7.5. No higher than that.
Here's the sad thing. It made me want to see more, and it didn't do well. So we're not going to see more.
Here's the thing. It was Jared Leto that cursed this movie.
Well, that's the theory. That's the current theory that Jared Leto is the curse.
Yeah.
I mean, Tron 3 was a big hit. No.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Morbius.
Morbius.
Well,
no. Morbius was god awful.
That was one of
now I'm watching Madam Web. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
So we both recommend Master of the Universe.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime for free.
And we kind of iffy on Pacific Rim 2, big on Pacific Rim 1.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, it's a fucking great movie.
And this show is brought to you today by
44 Degrees North vodka, not that fucking
We'll start with that. Okay. Go with the vodka.
We're at 44 Degrees North vodka. You can get it at Albertsons for $14.99. I got this on clearance at Costco for $8.97.
Bargain City.
Yeah.
And also the meatless grilled musubi with classic egg. Here's just a resounding endorsement. It's better than you think it's going to be.
It is. Here's the thing. It came from Costco as well. I do a lot of my shopping at Costco. It came from Costco. Costco doesn't typically sell shit stuff. So But yeah, it wasn't bad.
No. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Are we gonna sound off to anybody? Pass over?
Yeah, I think we're gonna raid B Valentine again. It's just kind of like my normal raid buddy on Sunday morning.
Tell me when to hit the power switch and I'll fire away. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for listening and all that other stuff. Give us a like, give us a thumbs down. At least it's notification. We'll take something. No, probably don't do that. It probably hurt our ratings.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, you're good to go.
See you next week.
Brought to you by The Grape, Ventura County's premier jazz venue and cocktail lounge, located at 2733 East Main Street in Ventura. For menu and music schedule, visit them online at thegrape.club. This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.